The bornless one. The bornless one. Angels, demons, they're not born, they were created. They're immortal, they don't die. The sick pleasure that they get out of doing unimaginable things to children is not their ultimate goal from the act. Being born is something they are unfamiliar with because they're not born. They can't create. We don't create either. But that's what gives us the ability to make it back to heaven is being born. This is hard to explain. I see things in pictures and it's hard to explain pictures in words sometimes. The devil's ultimate goal is either find, like, he just wants out of his future, okay? It doesn't matter if he can or not. He knew he couldn't overthrow God in the beginning. He still tried, though. And anything, whether he can get to God to make a deal, or whether he can maybe get up to God to beg forgiveness, whether he can get up there to destroy God, whatever. He'll worry about that when he gets there. But the ultimate goal is doing something before he's locked away. And so he's been trying these crazy things since before we even were created, to be honest with you. One of those avenues is through the fact that we are created in the image of God. Now, that doesn't mean physicality necessarily. The reason we are made in the image of them, and the reason he says, let us, it's even in the sentence, let us make man in our image, because it's a three-parter. And we are born with three parts: soul, spirit, body. They don't have three parts. That's why we are made like God. When he sees us like them. And they can't be that. They're either spirits without a shell, or they have no soul, whatever, but they're eternally searching for maybe that third piece. And that's why you get this carried throughout history, why they're the pyramid with the all-seeing eye, because that's the key. If they can finally get the Trinity, they think he can get back there, and then he'll worry about what to do when he gets there. But it's just solve one problem at a time kind of thing. The womb is one of those places he's trying to search, because that's somewhere life is created. It's injected into. Everybody wants to talk about a wormhole. Every woman that is walking around has a portal inside of her. It's called your umbilical cord. Listen, your baby, that spark of life, it's even been photographed by scientists. The moment of conception, there's a spark of life. That's when the Lord said, I knew you before you were knitted in your mother's womb. That's because your spirit was with God. You came from God. And he said, now's when I'm going to inject my spirit, which is I'm now seeing fit for you to be put into earth. And when he does that, it's a portal from dimensions, that realm to this one. He injects his spirit into your mother's womb, and that's the moment you receive spirit. So you've got shell forming, you got spirit, and your soul. So in that moment, you have something that they can't have. So he goes to work there. Now he's trying to figure out with DNA, he's trying to figure out with rituals, sacrifice, abominable, immoral sexual practices, mingling of interspecies, pharmakia, technology, iron and clay, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. But you need to understand it's all ultimately sexual pleasure is not the ultimate goal. God is. Just not in the way that we're searching for him. And they're willing to do anything. The devil's willing to do anything to try to find a way to get back, whether to destroy him, try to plead with him, whatever, but he's willing to do anything. Our minds can't even comprehend the thing he's willing to do. And yes, wormholes exist, but they're inside of your mother. The wormhole is inside of a woman. And technically a man too. It takes a woman and a man. But anyway, that's not the point of this. What I'm trying to say is when God sees fit to inject you into this world by the joining of your mom and dad, and that's a trinity too. It takes three: man, woman, and God. Because if it's just man and woman and God ain't in it, there's no spark of life. You gotta have the Trinity there too. Oh, you always get the glory, don't you? Your mom and dad's got a mate, but God has to send that spark of life. That's why some. Ah! Watch the water, amniotic fluid. That's why you surround the baby in fluid protection. It's the most vulnerable. Your water breaks and you come forth to the earth. Come forth to light. What do you do when you finally get all the answers? When you finally answer, you search for your life. People search for since we get. What do you do when you finally start getting true understanding? And it's a trade-off. If you want to really understand things, you can never unsee them again. You can never go back to being ignorant of them. And it changes everything. It truly changes everything. It's like truly being unlocked into a new world that you didn't know was there before. And it changes the fabric of everything. Things that we worry about that we fight about, that we hold grudges over, that we are